If you find yourself in a dense reality right now, or in a very matrixy environment, in other words, systems are running, the way of living, the way that is required for you to show up in a way which doesn't align with you, the mindset of certain people that you are surrounded by, it doesn't resonate much with you anymore. You feel like you've outgrown this environment where you're at right now. You want to get out. You want to leave this heaviness behind. Here is just one very straightforward thing. First, before we get into all of that, when I was 19 years old, I literally officially escaped the matrix. I smoked my last joint, I'm from the Netherlands, out of the window, and I promised to myself I'm going to quit these habits, leave it behind when I get to Peru, which was an opportunity that unfolded from me pursuing my passion. And at that time I was working for a non-profit organization to teach the youth life skills through skateboarding. So it brought me to Peru, and I only had my backpack, and I knew my life was going to change. Obviously, little did I know that I would still be traveling and I wouldn't come back. But there was this very little feeling inside, which was like, I'm finally going to taste what freedom really means for me, the next level of freedom, what that expression and reality of freedom might reveal itself as. And it obviously did, because it's 5 years later and I'm still traveling. I'm 25 years old right now. Well, I'm still traveling. I'm living wherever I want. I'm living on terms that were a dream for me. Ever since I was aware that I love an adventurous life, full of spontaneous travels and being able to move to places wherever I want. This is not to brag or anything. I love the contrast between, I just came from Thailand and I spent a lot of months there in this year. I love the contrast between being so surrounded in nature. I lived at the beach for months and then live in the city again. I'm on the 34th floor in Cebu in the Philippines. I'm half Filipino. Well, the reason why I came here is because I had to confront certain lower density realities within myself, which is a very big reason why and how I can explain this information to you right now. If you seek to escape or change your reality, which is utterly your own responsibility, and I'm saying this from love, I want you to picture this. There's this woman, and her name is Ayana. She's a very playful, youthful spirit. However, she needed to still confront certain limiting beliefs about what success means to her. You know, like what her priorities really are in her life, what she really, really wants, and not from an indoctrinated, unclear desire that doesn't come from the inner self. And this is very big. Now, how can we distinguish that? Well, obviously life is a very interesting unfoldment of gradually realizing, becoming again the love that we really are. And this entire sham of an experience that we have, which all is really real, it's all a malleable game that you can literally decide to a very certain extent how you can play it. This Ayana, she had to go to a city, be back in a corporate environment to confront certain primal fears, lack beliefs that still need to be seen. I believe there are very certain highs in our life, and it's a staircase. The journey of remembrance, the journey of authenticity, the journey of fully realizing certain desires. The energy builds up and it's manifested. The next logical step is right in front of the door that is opening in front of you. She's in an environment that she initially manifested. She can decide, am I going to play the victim and be ignorant to the fact that there are certain emotions within myself that are revealing itself? I can react in frustration to it and completely deny this experience and probably maybe even repeat it. if we don't confront and look at it carefully. Life is here to teach us, and this earth life isn't always easy. It's probably built for ascension. We forget who the fuck we are, and we remember again through this foggy experience of not knowing and embracing uncertainty and relying only on faith, because that is in the end everything that will be left. It's probably the fun of it. We then realize again who we are. But Ayana had to go to this city, and Ayana has a big heart. She decided to not play the victim and fill her heart and do her best to love everything about her reality. Because when her heart is filled with so much love, because shifting reality starts from within, changing the rules start from within, and it does all start from feeling and frequency, which from there thoughts come and reveal as a part of the experience, which is again not who you are, senses again not who you are. They reveal. The more we focus on certain thoughts, the more reality will shape to that initial frequency, and life will literally, like building blocks and Lego blocks, become a certain expression of the thoughts that we continue to repeat, because life works in patterns. Without patterns, there is no earth life. It's kind of like choosing to instead follow a spiral. We follow a triangular shape. Like everything is geometry, everything is shapes and patterns. We can choose. Ayana filled her heart, and because her heart is so filled with such an uplifting frequency, life is on the other. Your desired reality is on the other side. The breakthrough is on the other side of you deciding to release those limiting beliefs, and what is left is just that desired feeling. And you're on your way. I'm not here to tell you that you don't have it or anything. You're on the right path. Who am I to say that? Well, you also manifested this video. Apparently your inner self has a message for you in this video. And it is you're right on your way. You came to this video to escape this place we're in right now, and to live more accordingly to a certain vision that you've maybe even tried to manifest for a very long time. I can tell you from my experience from traveling non-stop. I was 15 when I started traveling the world on my own. And now it's been nearly 5 years of consistently traveling, embracing the uncertainty, coming to terms, and I'm a Taurus, I love stability, that maybe I had to redefine what stability really means and what it is and whether it's real or not. It's the question. Wisdom lies when the path isn't apparent. Wisdom is not knowing, and we're not really here to know. The only knowing is you're alive right now, and we can just calmly be here in this present moment. You're listening to me and my voice. I decided, and it's been a very gradual process, but I knew, and I was daydreaming ever since I was freaking 3 or 4 years old. I'm not going to live in the Netherlands. I'm going to live on the beach. I'm going to live in Asia. Fuck this cold. In the past 10 years, I've visited over 250 cities. In the past 4.5 years, I don't want to count right now, but I've lived in over 15 countries. And you don't need an entrepreneurial or business mind to have that. Freedom starts from within. And these are topics that I discuss a lot on this YouTube page. I wrote an ebook called The Power of Imagination, which emphasizes much more on these topics. Freedom, it goes way beyond just this play. There are other realities waiting for you, and when you die, you can enter and you can step into a complete different avatar. And actually right now, if you want, you can completely change boxes. It's possible. There are monks out there, there are many practitioners out there, there are many people who have mastered and they know, and this is happening right now, but it all depends what avails to us in our frequency, depending on what frequency you're in right now. There are people that upload their consciousness to complete different avatars and complete different realities while being in human form. 80% in different characters, remaining 20% in this body. Freedom, reality is so malleable, guys, and life can unveil itself so unexpectedly and spontaneously in the most amazing ways when we stay true to what we want and prioritize. And I must say, especially our talents, our passion, and I've said this in the past 2 videos, which were packed with this concept. Your talent, your passions provide you everything that you need. I manifested, this is just funny, I was living in Tokyo before I went to Thailand. I needed a bigger keyboard, but I didn't have the funds at the time to pay for one. This one literally got given to me. The past guy who stayed in that same apartment complex left this for an ex-traveler because he couldn't sell it. Just these magical things. Abundance is everywhere. Abundance doesn't really necessarily have to be money. Abundance is the inspiration. It's the breath that you take in every moment. It's the fullness of life. It's the encounters. It's the little things. It's the sounds. And may you allow yourself to fill your heart up and realize that you deserve a life of freedom that you really want. That's just the video for now. Fill your heart with love, as reality is shaped from within, and your external reality has no other choice but to match that frequency and that full love that is being emitted from within. Trust where you are, love where you are, embrace this chapter where you're in right now, and that you created this. Have a good one.